Streaming.
Okay. Okay, we all set, Virginia?
Yeah, I'm just going to make sure it's muted so we don't get feedback. Streaming.
Okay.
All right. They're good to go.
Okay. Well, here we are, 12:05. We'll start our meeting, which is pretty good for a couple of days after Halloween. Everyone received their package. Basically, when we look at what we're doing, we have to look at our minutes from last month. And item number 1 on our package is adoption of minutes. Does anyone have any comments or corrections for our minutes from October? I guess there are none noted. So I would ask for a mover to move the minutes for October, please.
I'll move. This is Sean.
Okay, thank you, Sean. And a seconder?
I'll second. It's Alicia.
Thanks, Alicia. All in favor? Okay, item number 2 on our agenda is declaration of pecuniary interest. Does anyone have a conflict to declare?
This is Caitlin. I'm not sure if it's a conflict, but my house is on the inspection list that we'll be reviewing.
And
That's
it's a
all.
very nice house, Caitlin.
Thank you. Took me 3 years of stalking to get it.
Okay. Okay, that can be noted, but I don't think it's really a problem. Item number 3 is our adoption of the agenda. And as Virginia mentioned, we're moving item 6.2, welcoming the new members to be at the top of the agenda. And you have one other correction, Virginia?
One other addition. I received an email from Caitlin. So Caitlin, the roof is done. So we need to appoint 2 members to go do the inspection. So we can add that under new business, please.
Okay. And as I was saying, it's great that we have Nicole back, and we have one new member in Sarah Walker. As the chairperson of the committee, I'd like to welcome you back to our committee, or being on our committee. It's pretty exciting times with some of the things that we've been doing, and good to have you. Okay, on our agenda now, we'll move to item number 4. Business arising, and 4.1 is the Buchan House. Alex and Jamie have been busy collecting information and things like that. And I don't know whether Alex wants to speak to it, or Virginia, whether you're going to do that.
Yes, I can give a bit of an update. So I do know, thank you, Jamie and Alex, for doing some of that research. We've also been working with our planning division as well. Peter has had a conversation with Caleb, so they're working through some of the aspects from a planning standpoint with regards to, there was a request for a severance, so they need to work through that entire process to make sure that what would be allowed from a planning perspective is going to meet the needs of what Caleb is looking for if they are to move the property. So once they have all of those pieces finalized, then I'm going to let Jamie and Alex know so that they can continue on with that research. And then hopefully we'll have something to bring back to the committee in December.
Okay, thanks, Virginia. Any questions or comments about that? All right. Item number 4.2, Heritage Award.
We received 4 different applications. So the deadline for those applications was on the 31st. So we were just in the process of compiling them. So those will be brought forward to the December meeting for the committee's consideration. So there was 4 applications for 3 different properties. So one or 3 different potential recipients. One recipient was nominated by 2 different individuals. So that'll be compiled and we'll have that discussion in December.
Okay, well, thank you, Virginia. Item number 5 on our agenda, the subcommittee task force updates. 5.1 are the properties of interest. Again, is that back to you, Virginia?
It's back to me, yeah. So I have the presentation pretty much ready to go. We had originally, when we were talking at the previous meeting, looking at having the open houses in early November, so sometime around the 7th, 8th, but then I realized I'm going to be gone for 10 days because I have to use up all my vacation in the next 4 weeks in the next 2 months. So I wouldn't have been here during kind of that question comment period. So I thought that might have been potentially frustrating for any property owners that may have questions. There wouldn't have been anybody in the office to answer those questions for them. So looking at the week of the 22nd, so tentatively 24th, 25th, that'll give me a couple of days when I return to get that stuff sent out, but the letters and everything will be going out this week with those dates and the information for the Zoom webinar.
Okay. Any questions or comments about that? All right.
Sorry, Dean, it's Jamie. Virginia, is it your expectation that committee members attend those webinars?
If you're interested in attending the webinars, that'd be great. It's going to be kind of a webinar, and then either questions can be put in the chat or sent to me either via email or called into me after, so that I can walk through that with any of the property owners. So yeah, committee members are more than welcome to attend. I'm also attending a session that's being hosted by the City of Toronto on heritage listings. So they're running a discussion group this week with a whole bunch of municipalities on heritage listing and some of the learnings that they've had since the changes to the Ontario Heritage Act took place on July 1st. So I'm looking forward. That should be an interesting session just to see what other municipalities were experiencing with the legislative changes that took place.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Harvey.
Dean, Virginia, can you give me the dates again that you plan to have the webinar?
Looking at the evening of the 24th. So we're doing
December 24th? No,
November 24th.
November 24th. All
Yeah.
right.
And then probably sometime lunchtime webinar on the 25th. And then that way, if there are questions or comments, if the property owners want to reach out, I'll be in town to answer those for them. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Virginia. Moving on, under new business, we have our property inspections that Jamie and I were able to complete over a couple of days. Essentially, we have, you received a package and you took a look at things. All in all, some of the owners are doing great work on their properties. I guess we have a report from Caitlin about her new roof. And will you speak to that, Virginia?
Yeah, so just with regards to the property inspection side, we will have a resolution. So Caitlin's roof would be a separate agenda item because she was approved for a designated property grant previously. But if she wanted to give any information just from the property inspection standpoint, and then just back to when Caitlin identified 6.1 as a conflict, she should abstain from voting just because there is a financial aspect associated with it. So yeah, so you wouldn't be part of the voting, Caitlin. But yeah, so if we want to do the piece first with the property inspections, then we can go back to the designated property grant and Caitlin can provide an update on her project.
Okay. Virginia, do you think you need to read the lengthy resolution?
Yeah, I should. Did anybody have any questions with regards to that prior to moving on? No? Okay, so the lengthy resolution is resolved that the Sault Ste. Marie Municipal Heritage Committee endorsed the 2021 property inspection report for those designated heritage properties enrolled in the designated heritage property tax rebate program, and that the inspection report and a letter be sent to the property owners outlining the recommendations. Based on the results of the property inspection, the Municipal Heritage Committee recommends to City Council that the designated heritage property tax rebate for 2020 tax year be paid to the qualified owners. of the program, of the designated heritage properties enrolled in the program be approved. So what'll happen now is I'll take that lengthy resolution, because there's two pieces to it. There's the communication to the property owners, and then we have to be very specific on what program council's approving. And I'll take that report to council, and then that would go on November 29th. And then from there, we'll be issuing the checks in early December to the property owners.
Okay, thank you, Virginia. May I have a mover for that resolution, please? Sean, and a seconder?
Also second.
Okay, thank you, Harvey. And all in favor? All right, now with Caitlin's improvements to her home, is there a resolution for that, Virginia?
We already passed the resolution, so we just need to, at this point, part of the process is to have one or two members go out, inspect the work, make sure it was in line with what was proposed in the grant. And then at the December meeting, the committee would just come back and we'd pass it there to pay the amount, the $3,000 grant, as previously approved by the committee and council. So I don't know if there's any volunteers to go take a look.
I would be interested in going and taking a look if someone wanted to join me. Sarah, that'd be great.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, if there's a time, sometime between now and the December meeting, that would be fabulous.
Yeah, well, I'll send you some dates that I'm available, Virginia, and we can make sure Sarah is good with that, and we'll go and check that out.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, on our agenda, item number 7 is correspondence. Is there anything to report?
No, I guess the only correspondence we've just, I'm attending that information session, so I'll probably do a bit of a summary, hopefully, and share some of those notes and experiences from the other committee members or other municipalities with the committee.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any correspondence or new business to ask about or report?
Do we, since we're actually not bad on time, Dean, do we want to do a bit of a roundtable so that Sarah can I think Nicole knows a lot of the members, but there are some new faces.
Sure.
Maybe we can take a minute to introduce ourselves, if that's okay.
Certainly. I'll go first. My name is Dean Greenwood. When I joined the committee, I was an employee with the Sault Ste. Marie Region Conservation Authority, but having lived in Sault Ste. Marie all my life, I really enjoy the rich heritage we have in some of our buildings. And when they were looking for members, I guess I joined probably 6 or 7 years ago, and it's been great. And again, welcome, Sarah. So why don't we have Harvey go next, please?
All right, thanks, Dean. Yeah, Harvey Robbins. I'm retired from Sioux College. Taught many different natural resource type courses and so on. And one of those courses was an ecotourism course. And one day I decided to branch it out because I had a lot of students. Went for a local historical type tour that I challenged the students with, and they did a wonderful job, and became interested in local history as a result of that. And so I've been on the committee, I don't know, I hate to say how many years, I've forgotten, but probably about 12.
Okay, thank you, Harvey. And listen, I would defer to our vice chair, Jamie. And Jamie, if you want to give your little speech and then pick the next person, please.
Oh, okay, I can do that. So I checked on my computer. It looks like I joined this committee in 2017. At the time, I can remember saying out loud that I'm not sure what expertise I had to bring to the table. And Virginia quickly outlined what it was that was expected of me. And that was in advance of the conference that we hosted in 2018. So that was fun. I find that I, volunteer for things that I know nothing about, and then I learn as I go. So that's another another fun thing about this committee. I'm a retired librarian. I was a medical librarian in Sudbury for about 19 years. And then when I retired, I moved back home. So that was my passion is Sault Ste. Marie and local history, and, you know, happy to volunteer. That's who can I pick? How about Nicole? Welcome back, Nicole.
Hi, thank you, Jamie. My name is Nicole Curry. Born and raised in the Sioux, always have loved the history of the Sioux. I've been a volunteer at the Old Stone House for, I don't even know how many years now. I'm now president of the Friends of Committee. And I also work at the Sault Ste. Marie Museum.
Okay, Nicole, I guess we'll choose Alicia now.
Everyone, welcome Nicole. I have my coworker now with me on this. This is great. I also work with Nicole at the Sault Ste. Marie Museum. My name's Alicia with Solomon. I'm also a fairly new member on this committee. I joined this past January. My background is also in history and heritage. I went to Oakland University for my history degree, and in the last year, I've just finished my master's in heritage management and social history. So I've been at the museum in the outreach and programming coordinator role since about July. I'm absolutely loving it. Right up my alley with history and also being born and raised in Sioux. It's close to my anything. So yeah. So welcome, Sarah, and I'm happy to have Nicole on this board.
Thank you, Alicia.
You're welcome.
Actually, now why don't we hear from Caitlin, please?
Hi, welcome, Nicole and Sarah. My name is Caitlin Kazmarowski. I joined as well just recently in January of this year, I guess. Oh, what year is it? And I've got a background in urban planning, actually. My family and I are originally from Ontario, but we've been on the West Coast in Vancouver and Victoria for the last 12 years or so. So I got my planning degree at UBC and was working out there for a while. And then we moved to the Sioux 3 years ago. And I had a baby like a month later and have kind of been in a weird little kid world. And with the pandemic, I have started a bakery out of my house, but my heart is still in planning, and I did a lot of heritage work on the West Coast too. So being relatively new to the Sioux, I just wanted to get involved as much as I could, given the different life I have here now. So I joined the Heritage Committee and also the Plaza Task Force, and I'm really interested in community and sort of how design and heritage and just planning can really make a place even better. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Caitlin. Actually, now we'll hear from Alex, who is a local teacher. And Alex did an excellent job with his research on the Buchan House. Go ahead, Alex.
Hi, guys. Thanks, Dean. Really nice to meet all the new members. And to be honest, even with our previous members, it's just nice to hear more about everyone's background. I'm just on lunch here as a teacher. So I even had to call you while I was finishing my last music class. But I let them know. I said, hey, guys, I'm on the Municipal Culture and Heritage Committee, duty calls. And they were like, wow, they get it. So like certain people, my interests are local history. I moved back last year during the pandemic from BC. I just love the rich history that we have here in Sault Ste. Marie. Even last night, I was at the local library in the history section of Sault Ste. Marie, just getting out books and just making sure that I'm fresh on all things history. This book I'm into right now, it's like 100 Years in Gouli, published in 1978, the centennial. So I'm learning all about Gouli history right now. It's just, I can't get enough of Sioux history. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. And I think I saved the best for last. Sean, one of our hardworking members. Go ahead, Sean.
I don't think I don't think I've earned that lately, but in any case, thanks, Dean. My name is Sean Meadus. I also joined the committee around the same time as Jamie. I think it was 2017, and I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Community Economic and Social Development at Algoma University, and my background is actually in linguistics and language policy and community development. So part of my most recent research was looking at the linguistic history of Sault Ste. Marie over the last 300 and some years. But I'm also very interested in arts, culture, and heritage policy, particularly at the local and municipal or regional levels. And of course, like everybody else here, a huge fan of local history, and especially looking at Indigenous settler relations and both the history of that and the potential future.
Thank you, Sean.
Sean, congratulations on your doctorate.
Thanks.
You should brag. I'm waiting for you to brag.
Well, that was the doctoral research topic was it's about language shift in Sault Ste. Marie from 1600 to 1971.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Sean. That's great news. And our committee wouldn't be complete without we have guests that represent different areas of heritage in Sault Ste. Marie. And today we have Krista McCracken is here. And Krista, I think that you could say hello, please.
Hi all. It's great to see you both, Nicole and Sarah. I know you both quite well. So it's wonderful to have you on this committee. And I'm here as a resource person in my role as the interim director of the Shingwauck Residential School Center.
Thank you, Krista. Okay, everyone, that's excellent. I want to thank you for coming to the meeting. I mentioned this at another committee that I'm a member of when I saw the minutes, and I read that the next meeting was December 1st for this committee and the location to be determined. It doesn't say Zoom meeting. So we're really hoping that as we come out of our COVID rules and things like that, that we can actually sit down in a room with our social distancing and really get some great work done. Anyone else have any comments or questions? Okay, well, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Have a good week.
Oh, wait, we have to adjourn.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, then we're going to need a mover to adjourn. Thank you, Virginia. Sarah, you get to move. Okay, and a seconder is going to be Harvey.
Okay.
And all in favor? Thanks, everyone. We'll be in touch, Sarah. We'll make an arrangement to go and see Caitlin's roofing project. Okay, thank you, everyone. Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.